is a mutation? A mutation is a change in the DNA sequence of an organism. Mutations can result from errors in DNA replication during cell division, exposure to mutagens, or a viral infection. During cell division, DNA is replicated to pass genetic information to the new cells. Occasionally, mistakes can happen during this process, such as base substitutions, where one base is incorrectly matched to another, insertions, extra nucleotides inserted into the DNA sequence, or deletions, nucleotides that are removed from the DNA sequence. So as you can see, mutations are just generally good things.
But don't mutations only damage genes that previously had beneficial function? And doesn't there have to be design in the first place that affects the original DNA?
What? Everyone knows that evolutionary mutations are sometimes neutral and sometimes good things.
There was a study done by Dr. Georgia Purdom. She focused on studying mice that were missing 3 bases in their DNA. The mice had no eyes, were deaf, albino, had deficient immune systems, suffered osteoporosis, and had no teeth, and died upon weaning without supplemental nutrition. Talk about a harmful mutation. Even a small change in DNA can cause large detrimental effects to the overall development and health of the organism.
I believe that there is an error in your reasoning. For example, there are people with mutations in the CCR5 gene that make them virtually immune to HIV. There was also a certain class of people that have greater effectiveness than others when using a certain cancer drug. These 2 mutations could seriously increase a person's chance of survival. How could you possibly think that all mutations are bad things?
Well, yes, there are some people who have changes in their genes that actually seem to help them out, like CCR5, which you mentioned. It makes it harder for someone to get HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. And then there are other mutations that make certain medicines work better for treating cancer. But we also need to remember that these mutations might have some bad effects that we don't know about yet.
Yeah, and what are the downsides to being HIV resistant?
Well, studies have been shown that people with CCR5 mutation may be at a higher risk of developing West Nile virus illness or hepatitis C. However, the detrimental effects may not be detrimental enough to affect the overall fitness of the individual, and thus, the ability of the individuals to survive in the most environments does not differ from those without the mutations.
What about Draco lizards? They evolved over time to get wings so they could be more efficient in jumping from tree to tree.
Well, the Bible has a big difference between biblical kind and Aristotle's fixity of species. A biblical perspective does not say that an organism can't change, but it says that those traits were already there, and natural selection shows that there was lots of information from the beginning.
I guess the information is too great. I'm still mad.